Okay, here's my sleeve. I'm just going to cut down here and cut this off. Okay, I've now flipped it inside out. Basically, I can either cut this off and cut this parallel to this, or I can just do it with my serger and have it cut while I sew. And then basically we'll be doing the same thing on the bottom, making this parallel to that, and then we have a nice rectangular pouch. And that will be all for the sewing. Okay, now with my serger, I'm going to go ahead just try to keep this parallel to the other side and go ahead with 2 hands. This is good. Okay, there's one side done. Now we flip it the other way and sew up the bottom seam the same way. And there's our pouch. Okay, so now we have our pouch sewn inside out. We just flip it. And once we have it right side out, we're going to make a cut on either side of the seam. And we're just going to go through the top layer. Basically what I like to do is pull the 2 sides apart and then just take a scissors and snip through this top layer right there. Just one little snip, and then we have our hole to put our cording through. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side of the seam. Okay, now you're going to take whatever cording you want to use for your drawstring, and you basically put a safety pin through the thread partway through, and then what you're going to do is you're going to use that as a needle and feed it all the way through this casing, and you're going to bring it through to the other hole on the other side. Okay, I've pulled the safety pin all the way through, and you can see that my cording's in there, and now I have a drawstring closure. That's one side. Now if you want a double-sided drawstring closure, you'll have to make 2 holes in the side on this side, one here and one here on the side opposite your other holes. And basically you just do the same thing, but instead of feeding it through this side, you'll feed it through this side, going all the way around and feeding it back out the other side there. To finish off your pouches, you just tie the ends together right around at the point where your bag would be open, and then and then it's finished, so you don't lose the ends. That's a single drawstring. Here you can see the double. You can see that's the side with the seam on the side, and then there's the other side. It's easier to close this because you just pull on both sides. Now you notice the side with the seam, you'll see that, of course, because the seam is there, the thread that started on the other side, I couldn't go through the seam there, so I had to come out this hole and back in this hole, and then I started it and ended it over on this side. The other side I was able to just go through the tube all the way around. But that's it. That's all there is to it. Here's the drawstring closed, and that's how you make a simple sleeve to pouch.